hook them to be engaged. You encourage them to practice, ask questions, and also you can also motivate them by using stories, videos, or even engaging instructional materials, so that it lets the students to keep interested and engaged in your lessons.
So the next one, let's move on to the prepare the material. So after you prepare yourself as a teacher, you also prepare your students by setting high and clear expectations. And the next P in a PPF model is to prepare the material, or basically you present the material under the best possible conditions. So if you are using a technology like a projector, video, and slideshow, make sure that it is tested before class to avoid errors. So for example, I plan to use a PowerPoint presentation. So I should rehearse it on how to move slide by slide smoothly, and also if I am going to use a map as a visual aid, I should place it where all the students can clearly see it. So basically that it means that good presentations help students to understand or easily understand better the concept or the specific concept. So next one is to follow up. So after you presented your material, you need to follow up. So our instructional materials are used to attain or to achieve a specific learning objectives or goals in a specific lesson. So after you're presenting, you need to check if the students learn what they needed to learn. So for example, after I presented the video about a certain lesson, or for example about communities. So after presenting the video about communities, I may ask students or answer a short activity or share what communities they belong to and why. So this helps measure if the materials was effective. So those process, the PPPF model, that stands for prepare yourself as the teacher, prepare your students, present your material, and follow up. Those process helps us to become more effective teachers who use instructional materials wisely and meaningfully. To sum it up, give us a true picture of these ideas they present so that the student can easily understand the lesson. And of course, contribute to the attainment of the learning objectives, that since our instructional materials are used to achieve specific learning objectives or lessons, and they should also support what the teacher wants the students to learn. And of course, our instructional materials should match the age, the experiences, abilities of the learners so that they can relate them to. And our instructional materials also, it must be in good conditions and satisfactory condition to ensure effective and productive learning process. So in the continuation of the summing up note, it helps develop the critical and creative thinking powers of the students. So by the help of instructional materials, the students can evaluate or it helps or it encourages them to evaluate, to analyze, or to create images, or and also to imagine. And also it helps students to more active learning, not just a basic memorization. And the next one is to revert the time, expense, and effort involved. So it helps you to identify the time, the effort, and the money na spend ito. And the last one is to provide for teachers guidance. So it is very important that the teachers know what he or she wanted to explain for the learners, so it could maximize the learning outcomes by he teach. Next is for optimum use of the instructional materials, it is necessary that the teachers prepare first herself. So this means that the teacher he or she need to study their lesson, need to check the materials so he or she could deliver the lesson easily for the students, so they cannot distract or they can easily adapt the learning. The next one is her students. So the teacher should know the needs of the students. He needs to balance, not too difficult or not too simple, because the students could appreciate, or the students need to be balanced so they could learn effectively and efficiently. And the next one is the instructional material. So it is very important to prepare our instructional materials properly. So it is not the way to hinder the learning of the students, or they cannot distract the learning of the students. And the next one is the follow-up. So the teachers, or the both teachers and students, could follow up asking questions for the teachers, and also the teachers will ask the students.